Hi, I'm James Fife with RP Visual Solutions, and this is the Wallmate Surface on-wall flat panel mount solution. And today we're going to go over how we got from a bare wall to getting this mounted onto the wall. When you go install the Wallmate Surface, the important thing to remember is that it is a swing mount. So because of that, there's only a certain amount of overhang that you can have for the display on the swing side. When you place the back box onto the wall, where this ends up really depends on the size of the display. So if it's a 55 inch, a 65 inch, or a 75 inch, the center position changes as the display gets bigger. So if you want the display centered on the wall, you actually need to turn this over to one side to allow you to get it so that the display, when it is mounted, is centered on the wall. So one of the important things that you get with the Wallmate Surface is a full-size one-to-one template. This template has lines that allow you to mark the box for a 55 inch, a 65 inch, or a 75 inch panel. And this line would align with where you want the display to land in the end. In this case, this wall from the corner to here is 56 inches for a 65 inch display, which is what's going to be mounted on this one in the end. So we're going to mount this on the wall with the 65 inch, and you can see we've already got this one installed, and we had 3 different studs to mount to, and then we put anchors in the corner because you have to put something on the hinge side. These cannot be left empty. Once we had that installed on the back box, you can see your fasteners into the wall. The first thing we need to do before we install the door is actually install the screw for the leveling piece so that we can actually set it up once we start to install it. So we take the screw and put it into the side hole right here, and we actually thread that in until it's about equal with the bar that's right here. Once you have the screw set in the corner, you've got 4 studs that are on the back plate, and you take the door and you're going to mount the door opening so that it actually goes onto the top stud, and lightly thread the nut on so that you can let the door hang under its own weight. Just making them so they're finger tight. All right, so the next part you're going to do is actually tighten the top bolt until it's fully tight. Once you have the top bolt tightened, what we're going to do is adjust this piece here because we just guessed at where it was going to be. When we close it, we're going to find out if we're up or down. In this case, you can see it's down too low, so I need to adjust the leveling screw clockwise to make it so that it raises the door upwards on that side. And just take a little bit of time until it cleans nice and easy, just like that. Once you have this adjusted so that it's sitting level, you can go ahead and tighten the rest of the nuts on the inside of the door frame. And then you're done with the bolts on the door installation. To install the magnetic latch onto the end of the door, you just use the included hardware, nuts and bolts, clamp it on each side with the nuts, and then put it through the door. Put one nut on the inside, put the magnet through it, and put the other nut on. Once it's all tightened up on this side, this still turns so that you can adjust the depth of the magnet. So what you want to do is take and using your hand, you can just feel where it's flush here, and then you can turn the magnet until it just connects with the back box. And that's where you want to be so the door sits flush front. When you mount your display, it's not going to hit the display on the back of the mount system. And that's your magnetic latch. Normally, at this part of the installation, you would take the vertical bars and you would mount them onto the back of the display in the position you want to have them. However, to make it so that you can see what's happening, we're just going to take the verticals and mount them onto the door so you can see just how easy this is. And to do that, you would just open the door, and with this would be on your display, and you can just hang them on. So that way, it's a one-person install, and you can quick hang your display. Once you have your display hanging on your door, you can install the locks just by taking them and placing them underneath the clasp and taking one of the nuts and loosely, just finger tight on the bottom so it can hold it in place. And you do that for all 4 locations. So once you have your display on and tightened up, the last thing to do is just to put in your peripheral plates. In this case, I don't have any gear, but you of course would. And they just simply drop and hang down into place, just like that. Tighten up the thumb screws, and you're all complete. It is normal for the door itself, after you put a load on it, to slightly have some adjustment in position vertically, in which case you would just adjust the screw on for the leveling so that you bring the door back up into place. The Wallmate Surface allows you to mount 55 inch to 75 inch panels, 150 pounds onto a wall as opposed to inside the wall. I'm James Fife for RP Visual Solutions. Thank you for watching.